I was talking about the 20 reps method by Blake, and so it essentially goes like this: for 10x faster growth for practice sessions, you will become 10 times better like this versus the real world. So, um, learning in the real world is very slow. Um, before you can make breakthrough with what you're currently working on. So it's really slow to do it in the real world. So here's what you do. First of all, understand the bad way of doing it and then the right way of doing it. The bad way is you do one rep a day if you are lucky. There are mixed variables, so you are essentially taking multiple variables. You are constantly working on all of these items all together, and so you can't effectively see what improvements are making or what bottlenecks you are currently having. So you are not able to isolate what worked and what didn't work. There's also high consequences, and when you're in the real world, let's say you're working on at a 9 to 5, you essentially have to meet expectations, meet standards, and the problem with that is if you don't effectively practice outside of work hours, then when it's time to actually work, you end up being stressed and being frustrated that you aren't making enough progress, and so that impairs your ability to also work. So it's a sucky cycle. There's also slow feedback loops. So assume you work on an item, you submit, you don't get any real feedback except the output is client facing. So you have the client or you have your boss until they review that item and then give you feedback. You won't know where the bottleneck is. So that's a huge problem as well. So, best case scenario, you have 100 reps in 100 days. That's a very slow way to learn. Now, this is the framework for actually making significant strides way faster. So, put each hour as 20 reps. So, what that looks like is you would chunk those items into 5 minutes, what you're practicing on into 5 minutes. So what that looks like is if you are learning a musical instrument, and you want to practice, you would make your practice sessions 5 minutes and then stack those over an hour, and then you would have about 20 practice sessions in an hour. So what that allows is those short feedback loops allows you to make improvements for the next session of practice. So you do 5 minutes, find out one specific gap, work on that gap, another 5 minutes, do it over and over again until an hour is complete or 20 reps is complete, whichever comes first. So the benefits of this is you are able to isolate variables since you are doing rapid fire sessions. You pick out items that you need to work on and then you make improvements. The second is zero consequences. So you aren't pressured to perform like if you were in the real world, and you get instant feedback. So you work on it. Preferably, you need some feedback on that. So it's either you assess, audit the output yourself, or we now have the benefits of AI where you can plug in your data into your data, your outputs into the LLM, and then it would analyze the whole thing, tell you where your gaps are, and then you can work on that on the next session. So here's where it gets crazy. Now you not only have the quick feedback loop, but you also have the compounding effect. So what that looks like is rather than working on one item a day, which is 365 items in a year. Mind you, the feedback loop is slow of that, and you are not able to practice effectively. You are essentially getting half of the efficiency from 365 days. So you are getting about, let's say, 180, 182 practice sessions that are actually beneficial. The benefit of this um, method that I talked about is you essentially collapse time. So if you're doing 20 reps an hour, even just practicing 1 hour a day in 365 days, that's going to be 365 hours. Now, not I don't want you to look at the hours. I want you to look at the reps you've put in, because you are isolating variables, attacking those variables. 20 reps per hour. So that's essentially 20 reps times 365. So that's about over 7,000 output. So the efficiency of that is over 7,000, while the average person gets essentially about the 180 reps. So there's huge upsides to this, and that's what effective learning looks like. That's essentially how you can bridge the gap. So like, follow, share. Thank you.